Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'll be walking you through the organizers for the first step in the historical inquiry cycle. Problem formulation is that first step and is one of the standards that you'll be assessed on in U.S. history this year. The learning goal for problem formulation is formulates testable, researchable, and relevant questions, problem statements, or hypotheses that demonstrate clarity about the nature of the task. So the organizers in the packet that you were given at the beginning of the unit allows you to be able to do that and to work towards mastery, which I'll discuss what that would look like in future lessons and future videos. So the first organizer allows you to start thinking about what the inquiry question is asking exactly. And the very first step is for you to jot down the inquiry question right here. Okay? That way you have it visible. That way you could always refer back to it as you are working through the inquiry cycle. This organizer is straightforward. It has you basically thinking, asking questions, and then thinking about how you will explore or investigate the inquiry question. And the good thing about this organizer is that you are given questions for you to consider more in order for you to understand the question more. The first column here is think. The question that you have to address in this column is, what do you think you know about what the question is asking? So this is especially helpful because it allows you to clarify and understand exactly what the question is asking, to at least begin brainstorming what you already know about what the question is asking, what you already know about the topic that the question is having you investigate, and just jotting down as much or as little as you know about both the question and the topic itself. The next column over asks you to think about any questions or puzzles that you may have regarding the question itself or the topic. This is basically your opportunity to ask clarifying questions that you will hopefully find solutions or answers to. The last column over has you explore the question further, or at least think about how you can explore the question. What that basically means is, what are some things that you should do so that you understand the inquiry question more, so that you could better be able to tackle it. You may also want to include things that you would do independently to find out more about the topic, about the question. Basically, what research will you do independently so that you're able to start exploring the question. The second organizer allows you to think even deeper about the inquiry question. So it's a simple T-chart that has facts in one column and opinions in the other. So for the left column, you are asked to at least list 3 things you've learned about the issue or topic in the past. This could be things that you've learned in middle school. This could be things that you've known about the topic already, things that you probably just knew about it on your own or from your own research. And in the right column, you are writing down any opinions you already have about the issue or topic. Now, obviously, this organizer really depends on how much you already know about the issue or topic. And even though you should do this before you actually start the inquiry, before you move on to the research part, you can always go back to it and include more facts and opinions that you may have developed from your research. Now, this is obviously important for you to think about what you already know, what opinions you have, so that later on you'll be able to think back and reflect on what you've learned as a result of your research. The next step in the problem formulation organizers is for you to formulate supporting questions to help you answer the inquiry question and develop initial thoughts. So by supporting inquiry questions, what I mean by that is, what additional questions do you have that will help you dig deeper into the topic or issue that you are investigating? There's space for 2 inquiry questions here, but obviously you could have 1 to start off with and then add another. But it's important to have supporting inquiry questions that is formulated by you, so that you, as you're researching, you could think back to those questions. After you've written your supporting questions, you then jot down any initial thoughts or hypothesis that you have regarding the question, what you initially think your answer is, and hopefully as a result of your research, that those initial thoughts might change, maybe slightly, maybe drastically. Okay, so in the final part of problem formulation, if you noticed, and you should have noticed already, is a checklist over here. Now this checklist includes the learning goals for problem formulation. In order for you to meet the standard at grade level, you should receive a 3 in problem formulation. And what a 3 requires you to do is, it requires you to create an original inquiry question and develop an argument in response. This is where you need to be by the end of 9th grade. Okay. Now, obviously, this is a new process for many of you, so you might not be able to make it to 3 right away, and that's okay. But the expectation is that you are making an effort to move up to a 3 by the end of September, by the end of the year. All right. So after you've determined where you fall, whether you're a 2 in problem formulation or a 3 or a 4, you then jot down one thing that you will do to improve in problem formulation 1. How can you better be able to do what was described in these 2 organizers? You might seek out peers that already have demonstrated their ability to do this better. You may ask them questions, and as a final resort, you can ask one of your teachers. Ask myself, or ask Miss Gortich, or Miss Milligan about ways in which you can improve. But hopefully this is something that is generated by you. We want it to be something that you think deeply about, because ultimately you know much more about yourself than any of your teachers or anyone else would be able to. Okay guys, so hopefully this tutorial was helpful. Hopefully you're now better able to complete the problem formulation organizers on your own, and you should refer back to this tutorial if you're ever confused. Just walk through this, and hopefully you'll be able to teach me one of these days about how to better use it. Alright guys, so see you in class and stay focused.